Hello guys, this is a video response to Klive Kraven. He just uploaded a video today talking about his oddball horror films. And these were horror films that he felt were kind of like a little bit strange and a little bit different. I'm going to put a link to his video in the description. Alright, so these are some films that I think are fairly strange in the horror genre. So first up we have No Such Thing. And this film stars Sarah Polley and Robert John Burke, who he replaced Peter Weller in RoboCop 3, and he was also in Thinner. In this film, Sarah Polley goes to Iceland to find the monster that killed her fiance, and the monster is played by Robert John Burke. And they kind of like become friends, and then she takes him back to New York, where he becomes like a media celebrity. But he becomes disillusioned because he really wants to die, but he can't for some reason. And it's just a really weird film. I enjoyed this one a lot, though. Okay, next we have Black Sheep, and this is a film. It's kind of like a zombie film, but with sheep. It's like where these guys were trying to breed a better sheep or something like that for some reason, but the sheeps become kind of like mutated, and if they bite people, they become kind of like sheep-human hybrids. This is such a strange film. I enjoyed this one a lot. It's a fairly amusing. Next we have Uzumaki, and this film is about I don't know if it's a scientist or just like a guy that's obsessed with spirals, and then people start turning into like snail people, and other people kind of their bodies get twisted into spirals and stuff like that. It's a really weird movie, but I enjoyed this one a lot. It's strange for the Asian horror. It's like a nice change from the Ghost Girl type movies. Next up we have Brain Damage, and this film is about a boy who becomes friends with a parasite, and what the parasite does is it injects a fluid into the back of his neck, and it kind of gets him high, but he sees the world in like all kinds of weird technicolor type shapes and stuff. But the parasite needs to eat human brains, and the guy becomes addicted and stuff. It's a really cool movie. I enjoyed this one a lot. This release is out of print, but I think there's other releases that have come out since then. Okay, next we have Possession, and this film stars Sam Neill from the Jurassic Park films and Isabella Adjante, and this is a really weird film. This is like basically a relationship film, but with a monster in it. It's like Sam Neill, he's afraid that his wife's having an affair, so he hires a private detective, and it turns out that she is having an affair, but with a monster. And even weirder, she gave birth to the monster. This film takes place in Berlin, I think. This film came out in 1980. Originally, this film was butchered on home video in the U.S. when it was originally released. I think it was cut by at least 30 minutes, and they moved scenes around. But everything about this movie is weird. Even when the characters have conversations, they look weird. They're shot in a weird way. Alright. And last up, we have Dr. Caligari. And this is an unofficial sequel to The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari. This movie originally came out back in 1989, and it was directed by the guy that made Cafe Flesh, which was an 80s porn film. But it wasn't like a regular 80s porn film. It was like a really weird kind of porn film where the sex was almost secondary to the plot, and it was just kind of like a science fiction film in a sense. This film is a bit off because there's a lot of sexual imagery, psychosexual imagery in it, and this guy's wife is oversexed, so they bring her to Dr. Caligari to fix her, and it gets even weirder from there. And at one point, the guy's wife her arm turns into a giant penis, and she sodomizes her husband. I'm really happy to have this movie. There's no official release for this yet on DVD. Hopefully there'll be one someday. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and until next time, I'll talk to you later.